I was getting DMs from people that are like, my daughter would be perfect for you. Oh my God, you seem like such a nice Jewish boy. And so I get a DM from someone who's like, hey, I think my daughter would be good. And I saw a check mark, so I clicked, and I saw there's a bunch of followers, and I was like, who's Jill's? And I was like, oh, Real Housewives. Virtual reality.
Leo Braudy from Love is Blind. Danny and I are so excited to have you in studio because a new season is out, and we're so excited to get your thoughts on it. How are you feeling after watching it all, the first 6 episodes?
I'm feeling okay. I think that it was not the most dynamic.
It's very, I don't know if
Okay.
you know the Sheree meme from Atlanta, like, I like the beat. It was very that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like, okay, we're here, we're watching this. Have you been talking to your Love is Blind cast kind of about this season so far? Like, because we know your boy Nick and everything like that.
Yeah, we talk a little bit about it. You know, we have a group chat going on. The main thing that's in the group chat is just that they got great music for this one. They had like Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus.
And
and
Birds
stuff.
of a Feather, yes.
Yeah, and according to ChatGPT, by the way, that's like not cheap.
Yeah.
Like, it could be like $500,000 a song, according to ChatGPT. So it could be wrong.
I mean, sometimes a soundtrack can really change the feel
Yeah.
of a show, and it feels like from what some of the fans are saying, and I think I'm catching your vibe as well, that it's giving Love is Bland. So we needed Miley to come in and save the day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe as an art dealer, like I always feel for like smaller artists. So I felt like shows like that are a chance to give them artists like that, like a chance to promote their music. But then when I heard like the bangers, to me it didn't add much to the show, and I just felt like it was just squeezing out.
Are you upset they didn't pick a song that you rapped?
No.
Because don't act like I forgot that from the live show.
Oh my God, I remember that. Whoever that was, she like came up to the bar after. I think she was pretty lubricated.
Okay, God bless.
Yeah, good for her. She was having a good time.
Watching the show after filming the show, are you more invested? Is it more interesting to you because you know the experience of being in the pods and what it's like to film all day, talking to people with no face time?
You know, it's funny. I would have thought, like, having been on the back end, that I would watch the show now and be like, oh yeah, like I see right through it. I know how the sausage. Not at all. I feel like I'm sucked right back into being like a regular viewer of the show. Like I feel the same highs and lows as anybody else.
I've been seeing you recapping the show a little bit on your TikTok. Have any of the people you've been talking about on your TikTok commented or been like, hi?
Yeah, some of them have commented, which is fun, and I kind of have a little fun in the comments. I haven't talked to them too much. I kind of like feel like they got to have their own pure experience of the show.
But you haven't added any of them on Instagram without telling them?
I've added all of them on Instagram,
Nope.
actually.
Okay,
Yeah. So we all follow each other on Instagram. I added them right when the show, like right when it got announced. I just followed everybody.
Daniel's like, see? You can add people on Instagram and it's okay.
Yeah, what do you think of the whole Daniel and Taylor stuff and the following before the show even started and Taco Bell and Christmas? It's just, I feel like a lot of people like Taco Bell and Christmas. Like it's not
Yeah.
I was
that
so
crazy.
torn on that.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think he's lying?
okay, it's so tough because, well, his response was kind of like I feel like if you were following somebody, or if he wasn't following her, he'd be like, no, I totally didn't do that. And he kind of was like, I don't think I did. So his response, I don't know. But I also really like him, and I really like her. And I feel like Minneapolis is a tiny town. And maybe he heard, like, this girl might be going on Love is Blind too. And he's like, oh, cool. And he followed her for a second, and then, like, unfollowed. I think it could be, if he followed her, I think it could be very innocent.
Did you catch wind of other people who got cast in the DC area before your season started? Like, is that a thing that could have, I mean, I know like Minneapolis is different, but is that like something that happens where people catch wind of who else is doing the show?
I actually didn't at all. So I guess, thinking back, if it's anything mine, then he wouldn't have heard it all, I guess. I don't know.
Because this is what, because obviously at page 6, our office loves to just gossip all the time.
Yeah.
People are having conspiracies and thoughts about it where they're like, did she actually think he followed her on Instagram, or was she expecting a different guy to propose to her? And this is her like, no, I like you, but you lied to me, instead of just being honest about her feelings.
Like she's disappointed, and so
Yes.
she's. Oh.
Have we been thinking, noodling on that at all?
I hadn't thought about that. That's sinister if that's
I
true.
know.
I want to.
You know dating's hard. It gets sinister.
That's true. I wanna believe that it was genuine. Okay, I'm gonna choose to believe in the good of humanity in this one.
Brittany was very genuine when she was opening up about her bisexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And Devin was not feeling that. She later called him immature for his reaction to her opening up about her sexuality. What's your reaction to the way she described his reaction in that whole situation?
So, I want to first say Brittany is the MVP of that because, first of all, she handled it super maturely. And also, after the love, like, Devin was in a love triangle with her and Virginia. Mm-hmm. And Brittany did one of the most, I think, incredible things. After she basically broke up with Devin, she was like, I think Virginia is a great girl for you. And because there was almost no drama between him and Virginia, I think she talked to Virginia on the back end and was like, Devin's a good guy. Because oftentimes when love triangles end, people will be like they won't do that. And then the other person feels like the second choice. Like, look at Madison kind of talking bad about, like, to Mason to Meg and kind of almost aided in that breakup. But I think Brittany did the opposite. She, like, basically helped Devin out, which is such an MVP move, and you never see that. You never see that. And as someone who was in a love triangle, I very much so, I don't know if Devin even realizes how awesome that was, what she did.
Because that's the thing, she realized, she's like, this is not, I can sense something better is happening here, and everyone would be happier if this is where the chips fall. Yeah. Which is a hard thing to do, especially when it's like, she's like, then I'm going to be removing myself from the show and a chance of love.
Right. In terms of the bisexuality, I do agree Devin's response was immature, and I guess I wouldn't have had a problem with it. Maybe this is a hot take. I do think that, from what it seems like, I see some people calling Devin, like, homophobic and stuff. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I didn't get that he was disapproving of her life choices. He was more, maybe a little bit more rigid in what he wants, and was saying that he didn't know if he would be comfortable with someone who has dated women in the past. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I feel like the whole point of the show is to be yourself and to be open and honest. And so I do respect at least that he was like, I'm not comfortable with it, as opposed to, like, pretending like it was okay.
Right.
Because I feel like, I don't know, I still think you date who you date, but I think Brittany was still the MVP.
That's it, because they've been having a lot of intense conversations this season where it's funny, it's moments where I want to be like, oh, can I pop in the pods and, like, when I forget the couple where they're like, oh, would you want to be with someone who you don't agree with at all politically? They're like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, is this fine?
I'm like, no, there's no way that's fine. Right. Like, I agree. Like, especially with, like, Sarah and Ben and stuff. Yes. Like, he's clearly, and I get it, it's tough. He may just, if his political views lean a certain way, he may not want to talk about it on camera. And he seems like he's pretty religious, and it seems like there could be conflict between religion and his views on certain things. It's a tricky situation, which is why I do respect Devin for talking about it. But it's just tough. There was so much politics in this season.
It really was.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just a charged time sociopolitically, so I guess that would be reflected in the season. But with the Sarah and Ben of it all, obviously Sarah, her sister, is part of the LGBTQ community. Yeah. And I feel like some of the audience is picking up on some potentially homophobic energy from him, especially when he was like, I don't have a problem with that community, which kind of screams you might have a problem with that community. What's your take on that? Do you wish he would have just been honest if he does have a problem?
That's so tough. That's so tough, because, I mean, I don't know. I think if you have a problem with that community, you probably shouldn't go on Love is Blind. Yeah. Because it's, honestly, because I think it encourages, like, open-minded people to apply. I guess in one sense, if he said it, I'd be like, dang, that's messed up. But on the other hand, another part of me would have respected.
Because then at least she would have known.
It would have saved them a lot of time.
It would have saved him time, yeah.
Oh, I'm like, Sarah, what are we doing? And she's like, oh, you can do whatever you want. Like, I'm kind of like, why is she was, like, so much clinging to him when I was kind of like, this feels like it's going to be not a fun match towards the end.
But, we're encouraged to talk about all aspects of dating in the pods. And it's funny that the DC season, they didn't, like, air any politics stuff. But we had all sorts of discussions. Like, for example, like, I'm super pro-choice. And if I was with somebody and they weren't pro-choice, I don't think I'd feel comfortable dating them. If, like, an accident happened, like, I would want that to be an option. So there was actually some dates that we went our separate ways because of that. And, but I think all of the seasons have these conversations that I think they might have injected a little bit of politics in there to maybe spice things up for the.
It's funny too
season.
that like the DC one would have less politics being discussed just because you think by nature of like the city it is in, it's like the political capital, literally.
Right.
Yeah.
What is it like? I'm just curious about a day in the pods. Like how long is a day typically, and how do you maintain the stamina to keep talking about yourself? Like I don't know. It seems hard.
So, the days can be really long. They can go from like 8 in the morning to past midnight. I mean, they can be really, really long.
God.
But like it's by choice because you want to go on a lot of these dates.
Yeah.
I would say that in terms of the stamina, part of it is you're running off of adrenaline, and it's like feels so important. You're like looking for your potential wife or husband, and the other thing is, you know, when you're on the phone conversation with a really close friend, and sometimes you're just like doing random stuff, like you're just like washing your hands, you don't talk for like 5 minutes. When you're in these pod dates that are like 4 or 5 hours, you've gotten so comfortable with this person that sometimes you might just be laying there and you're like, what's up?
That sounds really peaceful, actually.
Yeah.
Just like knowing that someone is on the other side, also sort of in the middle of an app too.
Yeah, literally. Sometimes you're just like loafed. Yeah.
Well, your experience was very love triangle related. There was another love triangle between, I think it was Molly, Lauren, and Dave. And that whole situation, then he ended up going for Lauren and not Molly, and Molly sort of just, I mean, he was very upset. He seemed kind of upset that Molly was able to just sort of like put her hands in the air and be like, bye, bitch. What was your take on that situation? I think his ego was a little bruised that Molly was able to walk away so easily.
I think so too.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like. I think he wanted to think that like they were really like fighting for him.
And I feel like your girls were fighting harder than his girls were fighting for him. Like
Mine were fighting for
him. I feel like the competition was like a little bit more heated for you than it was for him, and I feel like
I feel like I was fighting for them. I feel like I was the one that freaked out at them and was like, no, don't leave me. Like,
but I think that injected some competitive,
or showed that you were like valued them. Where I feel like that's like, why did you leave it? Yeah.
I feel like your girls were more invested in you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe that could be true.
I feel like Molly just like, well, I guess she was not invested because she was able to just like walk
away.
She was like, I think she was also like more upset about her relationship with Lauren, and because they seemed to be like close.
Also, it's possible that like when she got broken up with, like she wanted to be stoic and to be like, yeah, that's fine, I don't care. But she could have gone later and cried. I feel like some people that have like
I'm a little upset.
Yeah, I think she was upset because later it showed her upset. I think she was kind of like trying to be like hold it together.
She showed more of her emotions to Lauren in that situation.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like Lauren, when she like found out what was happening, she was like, oh,
yeah.
Like, oh, really? Okay.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
Sucks.
Wait, we're saying something. Who I think is sweet sometimes? Ben. Nerdy Ben, or no, Alex.
Nerdy Alex.
Nerdy Alex.
Sweet
Nerdy Alex.
Nerdy Alex. Do we like him? Because I was like, this boy is so sweet. And again, the upstairs gossiping was like, didn't trust him from the start. I was like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
Really?
What's your take?
They said that he
Nerdy
was like
Alex?
a little emotionally manipulative.
Interesting. So I actually have chatted with him a little bit because he was at the reunion.
Okay.
The Love Is Blind. They announced the Minneapolis
right.
cast, and they had Brittany, they had Alex, and they had Joey. I love Joey. He talks like long hair Joey. And so he seems like a nice guy, but I mean, you can't tell from just like a short conversation. That's interesting. People were saying he was manipulative.
Well, because I think maybe I got manipulated by him.
I think I did too, because I was like, oh my God, he's so cute, and like
and I think they were a little bit like, which is fair, where he was like, oh, what's your attachment style? And then when he said he was like, whoa. And I'm like, is that a deal breaker, attachment style?
I actually didn't know about the attachment styles, and I looked up what mine is.
Wait, what?
What is yours?
Secure. I'm just kidding. No, I got too much trauma for that.
I don't even know the different like
it's anxious, avoidant, and oh my God, that's how long you've been married. I'm like, you have not done attachment styles. Anxious, avoidant,
What are
secure. I think I'm like, I'm a little anxious.
How do you figure this out?
I got
You're getting a lot of fights.
a little.
Is there a test?
Yeah, I took like a 5-minute test online. I don't know how accurate it was.
I'm doing that
What
right
are
after
you?
this.
I said I got anxious, but it said like not super anxious, just like a little anxious.
Okay, wait, that's
enough,
healthy.
enough to be
anxious.
cute. Yeah.
That's what I hope for us.
Yeah, right.
We're cute anxious.
Yeah.
It's that book attached.
So attachment style came up, and hers was avoidant,
Right.
and that was not his.
Which
vibe.
I got it to give him credit if he's taking this. You are told to be really weary of avoidant.
Is that the worst one?
It's the worst because I think our boy, because maybe this is why we love him so much, he might be anxious as well. Anxious and avoidant is really hard because like no one's gonna have a conversation.
But sometimes like it's so nice for people to avoid you. You know, like sometimes
but
I
not
love
when you
people
want to start dating. Like they would avoid each other for 8 months and be like, who is that person?
Yeah. Okay. But after a while, it's okay if you avoid me.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I feel like avoidant is that's
It's rough,
tough. Yeah.
Oh, so
Okay.
you take the test. Yeah.
Wait. So then, what's the top? Is anxious the top? Are y'all like the
This
winners?
is Love Is Blind straight.
No,
There's no top. What are you talking about?
secure is the top.
Secure.
Secure means you win.
Oh.
That means
Okay,
good
okay.
for
But
you.
sometimes those secures can be emotionally manipulative the most because they know they're secure.
Oh.
Oh.
And I know you know that because we're single in New York. Sometimes the secure people.
Wait, how is dating going?
I've been not dating that much. I'm gonna be honest. I'm boring.
Okay.
Really,
Why?
I've been shockingly boring.
You've been shockingly boring, but making everybody talk about a little Zarin,
Yeah, you and Ally
and you're
Shapiro.
not shopping for rugs. Sorry.
People are so invested and confused and just curious about the I guess it's a friendship there because it's like
a friendship,
Okay,
yeah.
it's just a friendship.
It's just a friendship.
Okay.
And we are really, really good friends.
She's
Yeah.
so fun.
She's awesome, and it's funny because we have so much in common. So, reality show stuff,
Yeah.
art stuff. She actually worked at an auction house for a long time.
Oh.
The Jewish thing,
Yeah.
and then also on a darker note, we both had a parent pass away of cancer.
Yeah.
So we actually have a lot in common. But even more than that, we just get along really well. But even from the moment we met, it was very much so like we're gonna be good friends. We could tell.
But
Yeah.
sometimes those really strong friendships turn into really strong
I know, that's
romances.
what all the comments are saying.
Do
I
you
know.
think that it could ever turn that? Would that surprise you if it ever turned into a romantic situation with Ally?
I mean, I just see us as really good friends right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you met Jill?
What?
Have you met Jill?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We met through Jill. I love her.
Okay. What's
She's
That is
awesome.
the most Jill thing ever.
She's a
Ally,
connector.
there's a single boy.
She DM'd me.
Jill was the one who set this up?
Yeah. She.
How does Jill slide into the DMs? What did she say?
Also, did you know who Jill Zarin was before?
Not really, no. So I got a lot of random DMs, and so Jewish mothers are notorious for being like straightforward and aggressive, and so I was getting DMs from people that are like, my daughter would be perfect for you. Oh my God, you seem like such a nice Jewish boy. And so I get a DM from someone who's like, hey, I think my daughter would be good. And I saw a check mark, so I clicked, and I saw there's a bunch of followers, and I was like, who's Jill's? And I was like, oh, Real Housewives. And so anyways, she was like, we live in Miami. I happen to be going down to Miami for Art Basel.
Oh,
And
'cause
then,
right after our show, yeah.
and then her message was actually really nice. She was like, look, like, whether you date or are just friends, I think you two would really get along. I really think you two would get along. So the first time we met was with Ally and Jill actually at Art Basel. And like literally the moment that we met, it was like, I felt like we'd like known each other for years, honestly.
So Jill knew.
I love
She
that.
knew.
She knew, and she was totally right. And she's awesome.
They are so much fun. And
Yeah.
Jill's fiance, or are they married? Or boyfriend?
Husband, yeah.
Husband?
Yeah.
He's so fun too.
He's so funny.
That group
He's one of
is
the
like,
funniest
yeah.
guys ever.
He'd be a fun father-in-law. I'm just like a
He
stepfather.
tried to connect me with someone, and he never did. So
He
please
did,
let him know
yeah.
about
Really?
his Harvard-educated cousin, who's a doctor.
Oh, I'll
so
let
next
him
time
know.
you see the Zarins,
I'll let him know. I'll text him
please,
right after
yeah.
this.
Yeah, he was talking to Big Aunt. We went to Jill's luncheon that she does every year. I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he was really going to set you up. So now,
Yeah, so you have
now it's your
homework.
turn.
I'll make him follow
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's funny. He's got a similar last name to me. It's also Brody, but it's with an O. and mine's
Okay,
with an
so
AU.
this would
So we're like the Brody bunch.
this would like make sense. Wait, so
I
then
know everyone's saying no. We are just very good friends.
how do you reply to a message like that from Jill? Though, are you like, okay, I'll see you soon?
At first, I remember I was like kind of coy. I didn't like really know how to
Yeah.
respond. I was like, I feel like I was like replying short, and then she was like, I really think, and then I don't remember how exactly it came to be, but then I gave her my number or something, and then she gave my number to Ally, and then Ally like texted me, and then I called her, and then we chatted, and then
That is
met him
so
down in
funny.
Florida.
I feel like Ally should go on Love Is Blind, because now that we've got the engagement out of the way,
She'd be good at it.
she's not dating you. She could find a man in the. How do you think she would do on
I think
Love Is
she'd do
Blind?
very well.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot
Yeah.
of Miami.
Oh, yeah. Have they done Miami yet? I feel like they should do Miami.
I don't know. I haven't. I know. I've heard like the rumors.
I've heard rumors too, and I think Vanessa Lachey told me some of the rumors. I might be reading into it. I don't know. And she might tell me she like nodded when I kept on shouting states.
You know what I think about Love Is? What do you think, states?
Well, I was like states or cities.
You were
Yeah.
just like saying random
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think she was like, leave my premises, and I was like, Vanessa. Yeah.
I feel like Love Is Blind Miami is gonna be like, okay, I was calling that when McDonald's started losing money, they were going to release Breakfast All Day because everyone was asking Breakfast All Day. And I think if Love Is Blind ever like, because people are saying, is it getting stale? Miami's like the back pocket punch because Miami's going to be crazy. So I feel like they're saving that as like their like secret like.
And I
weapon.
need the pods to like be little villas where they're tanning while talking.
Yes. I want the blue wall is actually a tanning wall.
Oh, please.
Like, that would be amazing. I mean, not great for skin cancer, but.
What?
No.
Great for us.
Wait, okay, so a lot of fans are calling for you to come back because the ones that feel it's Love Is Bland are like, Leo could come and spice it up, and it would be nice to see you get out of the pods. If you were to ever come back to the show, would you do things differently? Would you possibly just get engaged so the fans could see more of you beyond the pods?
I mean, I don't think I could because I feel like the whole point is it couldn't be, like, how could it be blind? But you're saying as a hypothetical?
Yeah, hypothetical. Like, we could even, like, choose a different name for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that could be, like,
he
a
wants you
big
to catfish.
Now we're doing, like, Traders type
Yeah,
situation,
Traders
or
meets
The Circle.
Catfish meets Love Is Blind. Because wouldn't it be amazing if, like, someone didn't know and, like, say your name was, like, Jeff Smith the whole time?
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then it was Leo Braudy, and they
Whatever,
were...
that's literally The Circle.
They were, like, even more... Oh, and The Circle. I'm, like, really combining so many shows right now. Anyways, does that sound interesting to you, what I just described?
Sure, yeah, put me in, coach.
Whatever you said. Sure. His monologue.
But that's the thing.
His Norma Desmond monologue.
I feel like it really hasn't happened a lot where fans are calling for former participants to come back to the show. So it
But if
it
you
is
did reality
interesting.
TV again, would you want it to be dating focused, or is that kind of like you want?
I don't think I would. I don't know. I feel like I had, I feel like I had my reality dating experience. So I don't know if I would do it back. Also, to me, I always felt that if I was to do a reality show, it would be Love Is Blind, because I do feel like Love Is Blind is like, maybe, I don't know if classier is the right word, but it's on like a different, I view it as a little different than like, you're not just like living in a house and hooking up with each other. It's like different than like Perfect Match or Love Island.
Yeah.
Not
It's more
denigrating them
emotional
at all.
dating.
Yeah, it's more emotional dating, so I felt like the other ones are more like fun and flirty, but I don't know if I'd want to just be in a house with a bunch of people hooking up. I don't know if that's my style.
What's that? Have you been seeing on Twitter like the ultimatum, like in Spain or somewhere, where it's what's the guy's name?
Oh my
It
god,
starts with an
I
M.
forget his name.
Oh,
It's so crazy.
He's like watching his girlfriend have the most intense sex with someone, and he runs on the beach, rips off his shirt. I have to send you.
It's like Montoya.
Yes,
Montoya or something.
Like his girlfriend is like basically having
'Cause it's
a
like
lot
the-
of sex with someone else.
because it's
because
like
they
the
switch.
ultimate, where they
Right.
were like trying to test it out. Or
It's
something
like
like
giving Temptation Island.
Oh, it's that.
A
I
little
think it's
bit.
Temptation Island. Yes,
Yeah.
it's so
And so I guess she gave into temptation, and
Yeah,
yeah,
she
wow.
did. And can I tell her, good for her.
Well, if you're gonna give in, I guess, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it got her ex some cardio, and when he was running down the beach, ripping his shirt off. And that's the thing too. It's like crazy because I guess they're two separate villas, and where the things
The
happen
boys
on
and the
the
girls will, I think.
Yeah, and so they seem to be pretty close by, so you can just like pop up unannounced while your ex or current girlfriend is totally having intense sex with someone else.
Wow.
So not for you. That's
That
not your
doesn't sound like
vibe.
for me.
Okay.
No. Yeah. I lost my cool enough when I didn't even see the other girls. Can you imagine if I walked in? No, I don't think I could handle myself.
Oh my God.
Did they reach out to you, Love Is Blind, or did you apply, or like how did that happen? Okay.
Yeah, that I mean I joined because I honestly thought like what better way like this like if it works out it would be like amazing.
Yeah.
Like so, but I ended up applying. I'm shocked that I got
What's
it.
the application like?
Sir, this is not an HR interview.
No.
I don't know. Netflix is like a client if you want to know.
I'm honestly like I'm gonna.
Did you show a photo of the Rolex?
What?
Did you show a photo of the watch when you
Did I
applied?
show them? No, I had no idea. By the way, I decided to wear it for the interview. 'cause
I
feel like
saw you do the
God,
lean.
thank you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
So with the watch, the funny thing is, I planned to bring. This was going to be my reveal watch because it's like a nice watch.
Yeah.
And then I had like a regular, just like a normal watch that was going to be my like daily watch, but I forgot it. And the thing is, in the pods and in the lounge, there's no like clocks really. So you actually need your watch to tell time because you don't have your phone either on you.
So this was practical.
So it was
Yeah.
actually practical. So also a lot of times they'd be like 30 more minutes, and so I would actually be looking at it. So that also added to like me like whipping it out, like like I was actually looking at my watch, and I think that also added to a whole like it made it like a whole thing.
That's why he's not going on Temptation Island, because the only thing he's whipping out the Rolex.
No, I'm not wearing it. This thing is gonna be put in retirement.
Wait, I don't know why that made me just think. Because as someone in the art world, and like there's fakes in the art world, What did you think about the Birkin, like the Walmart Birkin? Do you think that was iconic, or like is that like copyright infringement? I'm putting in quotes when I actually say it's copyright infringement.
Oh man, I feel like as an art world person, I should say like that's copyright infringement, but it's kind of iconic.
Iconic.
I kind of like it.
You can get
So
a Birkin at
iconic.
Walmart?
I
I'm
lo-
sad I didn't get one.
I know.
Is it? Do they sell them anymore?
I think Hermes said, let's stop that really fast.
Oh, okay.
I think Bethany blew up their spot.
I know,
She was
Bethany
so
really
excited.
did.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
so excited about
We were
it.
so excited, and we're so excited that you came in to join us. Can you please send us off the exact way you know we want you to?
Mwah, 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 mwah. Is that what you wanted?
Exactly, exactly.
My tagline.
All right, are you still craving a little more tea? Evan, tell them where to go.
Make sure to like and subscribe to Page 6 YouTube to check out all of our exclusive virtual reality interviews and more.